You wake up tired. Your bones ache a little more than they used to. You forget where you placed your keys, again. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet fear whispers, is this just aging, or is something missing inside my body? Here's the truth that most doctors don't have time to tell you in a 10-minute appointment. After the age of 60, your body is running a completely different biological program. The engine is the same. But the fuel requirements? They have changed dramatically. And most people over 60 are completely unaware of just how dramatically their nutritional needs have shifted, not gradually, not slightly, but fundamentally. Every single day, millions of seniors around the world take their morning coffee, their blood pressure pill, and maybe a multivitamin their children bought them, without ever truly understanding what their aging body is silently screaming for. And that silence? It costs them their energy, their memory, their muscle strength, and sometimes, their independence. The saddest part is that most of these people are trying. They are eating. They are sleeping. They are doing everything they were told to do. And still, something feels deeply, quietly wrong. That something has a name. And it lives inside your gut. When you were in your 30s, your gut absorbed nutrients efficiently. Vitamin B12 from that piece of grilled chicken went straight into your bloodstream, powered your nerves, sharpened your thinking, kept your mood stable. But now, after 60, your stomach produces significantly less hydrochloric acid. That acid was the key that unlocked nutrients from your food. Less acid means less absorption. It means that same piece of chicken, the one you've been eating your whole life, is no longer giving your brain the B12 it desperately needs to function at its best. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that nearly 20% of adults over 60 are clinically deficient in vitamin B12, and most of them have absolutely no idea. They just feel foggy, slow, tired in a way that 8 hours of sleep simply doesn't fix. They sit across from their doctors and say, "I just don't feel like myself anymore," and they are told it's normal. It's aging. It's just the way things are now. But it is not the way things have to be. Because what feels like the inevitable weight of aging is very often the entirely treatable consequence of nutritional deficiency. And that distinction, that single, powerful distinction, can change everything about how you feel, how you think, and how fully you live the next chapter of your life. Your skin used to convert sunlight into vitamin D like a solar panel in its absolute prime. Efficient. Powerful. Reliable. But aging skin loses that conversion efficiency, by up to 75% compared to when you were young. 75%. Let that number sink in for a moment. That means even if you sit outside in the warm morning sun every single day, your body may be producing only a fraction, a small, insufficient fraction, of the vitamin D it actually needs to keep you strong, stable, and protected. And vitamin D is not just about bones. That is the old story, the oversimplified version. The newer, deeper science tells us that vitamin D regulates over 200 genes in the human body. It influences your immune system's ability to fight infection, your mood and emotional resilience, your muscle coordination, the very thing that keeps you balanced on your feet. Falls are the leading cause of fatal injury in adults over 65. One bad fall. One fracture. One hospital stay. And a lifetime of hard-earned independence can change in a single terrifying second. Then there is calcium, which most seniors have been told to take without question, but here's what they were almost never told. Calcium without vitamin D and vitamin K2 is like building a house with no foundation beneath it. The calcium enters your bloodstream, but without the right cofactors guiding it, instead of traveling to your bones where it belongs, it can deposit inside your arteries. This is not a scare tactic. This is not exaggeration. This is published, peer-reviewed, widely replicated science. The biological synergy between calcium, vitamin D, and K2 is not optional. It is not a suggestion. It is the law your body operates under, whether you know it or not. Magnesium is another silent hero that goes almost completely unnoticed in conversations about senior health. Over 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body require magnesium, including the ones that regulate your heartbeat, stabilize your blood sugar, and allow your brain to transition into deep, restorative sleep at night. Research from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that low magnesium levels are strongly associated with increased systemic inflammation, insulin resistance, and accelerated cognitive decline in older adults. Yet magnesium is rarely included in routine blood panels. It is rarely discussed at annual checkups. It is quietly, consistently missed, and seniors quietly, consistently suffer for it. And then there is omega-3. The brain is nearly 60% fat, and it relies on a constant supply of DHA, a specific omega-3 fatty acid, to repair itself, rewire its connections, and fight the inflammation that silently accelerates memory loss. Without it, the sharpness fades. Gradually. Gently. Like a photograph left too long in the sun. But here is where wisdom must enter the conversation, because supplements are not magic, and they are absolutely not one-size-fits-all. And this is the part of the story that the supplement industry desperately does not want you to understand. The supplement world is a billion-dollar universe filled with beautiful labels, dramatic claims, and promises that sound almost too good to be true, because very often, they are. Seniors are among its most vulnerable audience, not because they are naive, but because they are desperate to feel better. They have earned the right to feel better. They have lived full, hard, beautiful lives, and they deserve to spend their remaining years with energy, clarity, and strength. So they reach for the bottle on the shelf. They try the pill their neighbor recommended. They order the capsule they saw advertised online. And sometimes it helps. But often, without proper guidance, it doesn't. And occasionally, it quietly makes things worse. Too much vitamin A, taken without medical supervision, can actually accelerate bone loss over time, the very thing most seniors are desperately trying to prevent. Excessive iron supplementation in people who are not iron deficient can accumulate in organs and cause serious, silent damage. High doses of certain B vitamins taken without deficiency can interfere with nerve function. The human body is not a storage unit. It is a precise, intelligent, finely tuned system, and it responds best to precision, not guesswork. The single smartest step any senior can take today, not next month, not after the next birthday, is to walk into their doctor's office and ask for a comprehensive micronutrient blood panel. Not just the standard cholesterol and glucose numbers that appear on every routine checkup. Ask specifically for B12, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, folate, and omega-3 index levels. These numbers tell a story. Your story. A story written in your blood, in your cells, in the quiet language your body has been speaking for years, hoping someone would finally listen. And once you know that story, you finally hold the power to rewrite its ending. Whole foods must always remain the foundation, the non-negotiable base upon which everything else is built. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines for omega-3s and vitamin D, dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard for magnesium and folate. Eggs and dairy for B12 and calcium. Nuts, seeds, and legumes for zinc, healthy fats, and fiber. These are not superfoods reserved for the young. These are ancient, powerful, time-tested fuels that your body recognizes and absorbs with gratitude. Supplements exist to fill the gaps, the inevitable gaps that aging biology and modern diets create together. They are the bridge between what your body receives and what it genuinely, urgently needs. And here is the most human truth of this entire conversation, the one that matters more than any study, any statistic, any scientific finding: aging is not the enemy. Neglect is. Ignorance is. The body you are living in right now, the one that has carried you through decades of joy, heartbreak, love, loss, and survival, it is still fighting for you. Every single morning it wakes up before you do and begins its work. Give it what it needs. Learn what it is asking for. Because the quality of the years ahead is not written in your birth certificate. It is written in the choices you make starting today. If this video changed the way you see your own health, hit that like button right now. Share this with someone over 60 who deserves to feel strong, sharp, and fully alive. And subscribe and comment below. Tell us which vitamin or deficiency surprised you the most today.